Hey guys, I wanted to try out a mod I saw in a video one time. It was a video by Flow State, so shout out Flow State, I love your videos. And it was called LevelZ, and now that I have a computer, I kind of wanted to try it out for myself and see if it's any fun. It looked very fun when I saw it in his video. So, just wanted to try it out. So it looks like we get some points off the start. Can I click on these and find out what they do? Oh, okay, cool. This gives us health, so that's probably good. Oh, this unlocks armor. That is probably very good. Mining. Pickaxes. So I'm assuming this would just be swords and bows and I don't know what this would. Oh, this is for like different tables, cooking. Oh, that doesn't unlock different foods. That unlocks blocks and milk and stuff. Farming. Oh, I can't use axes until I do farming stuff. That's interesting. What's this do? Increases loot value, and it's useful for getting a beacon. Magic. Oh, enchantments. Okay, I thought maybe this added like a whole magic thing. No, this. Okay, this is just for enchantments. What is. Oh, I have to unlock villager trading. That's interesting. I can't use a boat until I get level 2 on this. Interesting. Okay. Well, I feel like we should get probably farming so that we can use an axe. And then we should definitely get at least level 1 on this. I think we should put some stuff into health. And then we should probably put some into smithing so that we can actually use a furnace. I also have a backpacking mod installed so that we can just kind of, hang out, try and find somewhere cool to actually do stuff. Because, like, this spawn, not great. Not a great spawn. There's not a lot of stuff around here. So, I kind of want to go and explore a little bit. Alright, and now we have our crafting table. I think 12 sticks should be fine for now. And we can make a couple of things. Oops, didn't want to do that. Also, sorry if you guys can hear, like, my mouse clicking and stuff. I don't have a very good mic, so I had to turn the gain, like, really high in OBS. So you can probably hear, like, every single time I do anything with my keyboard or my mouse. So, I'm sorry if that's annoying for you guys, but I can't really do much about it. Actually, do you think I can... Oh... Okay, I need to level up my mining, probably. Can I check when... Oh, mining. Mining level 1. Ah! Stone is level 3. And coal is level 4. Okay, interesting. So, I can't really do much with what I have. I kind of just have to wander around and gather wood and food, I guess. I'm gonna go this way, because that way is biomes that can't have a village in it, and that's just the ocean. So we're gonna go this way and just see what's over there. Do you think I have to be a certain level in, like, farming or something to fish? Probably. I wouldn't guess it's a high level, though. Oh, that's a big cave. Never mind. Maybe not. That might actually just be a dead end. Are there sheep? Oh, perfect. Can I make this jump? Oh, yeah, I can. It looked further from where I was. So I probably should have put more skill points into mining first. Because I think I literally only, I think I literally only put one. Yeah. So, that's gonna probably be a little bit of a problem, but I'm sure we'll be able to get around it. I should probably grab these guys. I'm so sorry. I feel really bad when I kill pigs in this game, because Technoblade is such a huge, like, part of what I watched when I was a kid, you know? But unfortunately, it's the only food I see, so kind of have to do it. Is my FPS dropping? It kind of feels like it. I'm not sure. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm crazy. Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely losing frames when I look in this direction. What is happening this way? Oh. That's probably what's lagging the game. Oh man. Oh guys. Oh no. That is not good for my FPS. Very cool. But, not a particularly helpful biome for us. And it is just about nighttime, so I think we'll make a bed. Bed, not a sleeping bag bed. Settle down here for a second. Well, you may have been able to tell from us looking at that swamp, but, you know, it's not the greatest PC in the world, but I love it dearly, and, you know, I did a lot to get this thing, so I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's the worst thing in the world. You know, it gets the job done. It's playing the game with shaders right now, okay? That's a lot more than, you know, 14-year-old me thought it could ever do. Oh, wow. Hey. That is a village over there, and I don't know why I'm still losing frames when I look in this direction. Is there more swamp over there? A lot of cows. That's good. Oh man, I have almost broken my first axe already, it seems. Ah. Well, there goes our first axe. It's okay, though. Oh. We leveled up, and it's blue. Oh. We leveled up in here. Okay. So, there's different XP bars, it looks like. I want to kill these cows before they, like, run away and despawn. And then we'll take a look at that. So, it looks like there's two different XP bars. The regular one and this one. And I don't know how this one works. Probably just by getting regular XP. And then I get points when I level up to get more of this stuff. And right now, I'm going to put everything into mining, because I feel like that might be a good idea. You know, I think I'll do, like, a whole series where I play the game like this. And then if we like that, and we have a good time doing it, I think it would be fun to try and beat hardcore Minecraft like this. It forces you to kind of take the game at a slower pace, kind of like as if you're playing Minecraft for the first time, you know? But, like, you still kind of understand how the game works. Let's go up that mountain now. And since I put everything into mining, I can grab some of this stuff. This is some crazy terrain generation. What is going on there? Yeah, I really do like this mountain, though. It's a nice mountain. You get a nice view from up here. I like the fog on the swampy area. I'm gonna guess that since, you know, iron armor and stuff is like locked behind leveling, then probably shields are too. So I'm probably not gonna feel very safe for a while, because normally what I do when I'm playing Minecraft is I'll make a shield before like anything else. Like before I even make armor, I'll make a shield. Because it just makes me feel very safe and defended. But I bet if we check this, let's see. Yeah, level 8. That's not particularly great. I should probably grab this spruce tree as I saw over here, because I don't know if we're gonna run into another area with spruce. I should probably level up my farming so that I can use one of the stone axes. That would be nice. What I'll do is... Oh no, it's 2. Oh yeah, because I get 3, so I'll level this up twice and then level that up once. I don't know what to do though, because I kind of want a boat. I kind of want to be able to use a boat, you know? That is big flat area down there, by the way. Very flat. That's a lot of cows. I have a feeling there will be a village or something that way. Aha! I knew it. I knew there would be one this way. See, you gotta always follow the flat land, guys. If you follow the flat land, you'll generally prosper, at least. Well, I guess we'll keep moving on then, because there is quite literally nothing here. Get that. That's a spider. You know, a spider would be actually great, because I need... Oh, that's not good. Good thing I'm not doing this in hardcore yet, right, guys? Relax, 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 relax. Alright. Hey, we got the string. I think we'll settle down here for a second, just so that I can actually, you know, do some... Ew. Why did it place like that? Just so that I can get some stuff done. I do need more coal, I believe. That would probably be a good idea. And then we'll go that way, I think. I think that would be a good idea. Okay, I keep noticing, like, blue XP orbs flying off. And since this bar is blue, I'm thinking maybe there actually is a different texture for, like, XP for LevelZ, which I think is very cool. I think that's awesome that they put time into that. That might... Oh, okay. Don't mind there. It would be pretty cool if we found a shipwreck in here. Big flat area here, though. Lots of coal there. We're definitely gonna get that. Wow, it's actually a lot more coal than it looked like it was. That's good. By the way, you guys probably didn't even notice, but now I'm pointing it out, and I'm not gonna change my decision on pointing it out. If I sound tired, it's probably because I kind of am. I am recording this video at 3 in the morning. Actually, it's almost 4, looking at my phone. Because I don't really have time to do it during the day, because people are in and out of the basement, and I don't want to have to deal with that, you know? It's kind of hard for me to get videos recorded in my house. My room is in a very inconvenient place for me to be doing stuff that I do on the internet. It's like, I want to make a video, but, you know, at the same time, it's like, I don't want to bother other people in my house. So, you know, it's kind of a good thing that I'm doing it now, because, you know, it's summer. My sleep schedule is going to be horrible. And, you know, I am looking for a job. I'm trying to, you know, become employed because I need money. But, you know, it's not really going that well everywhere. We're just like, yeah, you need to be 18, or no, we're actually fully staffed, or, well, we can't hire you. They don't tell you why. They're just like, yeah, we're just not going to. It's kind of annoying with the whole job thing. It's not like I'm not trying or anything. Like, I've been going into businesses and asking them, like, hey, are you guys hiring? And, I'm trying very, very hard to actually become employed. Because, I think that's very important for someone to do. And, other people might not agree. They might say, oh, well, you're still just a kid, so, go and enjoy life. But, I only have 1 year of high school left. Like, I'm about to graduate, and, like, I'm about to be in the real world. I'd rather, have job security and be able to move out and, like, have roommates and stuff, and, have already had an income, so I don't really have to worry about it too much, because I could have saved up, and, but the problem is that nowhere will hire me, and I know it may be easier when I turn 18, because more places are like, oh, well, now you're not in high school, so we can hire you. But at the same time, it's still probably going to be very difficult, and I am not planning on staying around in my house, So it's going to be a really bumpy ride, but, I got YouTube, so you guys are going to just sit around here, and maybe some of you will stick around with me on this journey. And to those who will, I really appreciate you. Oh, that's a drop-off. Oh, it wasn't a big one. It's actually a small cave. Oh, maybe it's not. Hold on, that side kind of looks big. Oh, no, it's... Oh, I thought I saw wood. I was like, is that a mineshaft? No. I'm actually just crazy. It's a small amount of iron, but, I don't think I can mine that. Let's find out. Oh, wrong thing. I have to go in here. Yeah. Level 8? Aw, oh, man, I'm only halfway there. Well, now I have the boat. I can make armor, right? Yeah. Which, why haven't I done that now that I'm noticing that I haven't? I think a lot of people, have a hard time finding one, and, like, even when you're an adult. And, that's a huge scare, when you're, like, trying to find a job and you need to, like, pay bills and stuff, but, like, there's genuinely, like, no one will hire you, so it feels like there's, like, pretty much nothing you can do. And, you can just keep sending your resume in and being like, please hire me. And a lot of places will just keep saying no. And I think that's very disappointing, because it's kind of destructive to your self-confidence, really. Like, you're sitting there, you're like, oh yeah, I'm very confident in this one. Like, this isn't gonna dox where I live or anything, but I applied to a Country Donuts, like, a few weeks ago. And I got the interview. I was like, alright, great. Because the last one I had was Taco Bell, and they did not hire me. So I was like, oh, awesome. Maybe Country Donuts will be a little bit better. And I did the interview, and, the interviewer was like, hey, you said some things today that, like, most other people wouldn't say. Like, as in a good thing, though. Like, not like I said some crazy shit. Like, I didn't scream at him or anything. But he was like, most other people wouldn't be willing to work with customers and be in the back. So, that makes you a much more likely hireable candidate than other people. And, in my head, I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. Maybe I can, finally get a job here. And, a week went by because he said, oh, we'll text you on next Thursday. Get back to you. And next Thursday rolls around, and the guy doesn't text me all day. He said Thursday, 12 a.m. I was like, alright, cool. Thursday comes around, 12 a.m., doesn't text me. I'm like, okay, maybe he's just busy. Not everyone's going to be on the dot, So I'm like, okay. And I waited. And by 6 p.m., I was like, okay, he's not texting me. So, next day, and I'm still not getting a response. By midday, I was like, okay, fine, I am gonna call them and see if I can just get, like, a response. And I get on the phone, and it's not the same guy, but it's a person on the phone, and they're like, yeah, we have more interviews, actually, so we'll get back to you this Thursday. And I'm like, okay, great. And then I wait again, and then this new Thursday that they're supposed to get back to me on, they still aren't getting back to me. And they still haven't texted me to this day, and it has literally been another 2 weeks since that whole shebang. So, I don't think I'm getting hired there, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that one's gonna go well. And a weird thing and it's probably not even that weird, but a lot of, and by a lot of, I mean all, I've been looking at, like, delivery jobs, because I'm like, well, if I can do deliveries, then, maybe I can get tips, and that would be really great. But you have to be 18 to do deliveries for anything, for DoorDash, or for, like, Domino's, or Little Caesars. It's like, okay, well, why? And, I thought about it for more than 2 seconds, and I was like, okay, maybe they're just, like, trying to prevent children from getting robbed. That wouldn't be a great thing to have on your company's name. Oh, yeah, kid gets actually murdered for having pizza in the wrong neighborhood. They probably don't want that on their name, so, I kind of get it, but, oh, shit. That's some good armor right there. Nice. Can't use it, but, I'm sure they're just like, yeah, we can't have that on the company name. So, like, fine, whatever, I guess. But, I still find it really weird and kind of stupid, because I almost guarantee when my parents were kids, they could do deliveries. Almost certainly. But, now, it's so much different, You always see in the movies when you're a kid, like, oh, that's like a teenager who's delivering pizza to this house, And you're like, that's probably gonna be me when I'm a teen. But, you're sitting there and you're like, that's probably gonna be me for a small amount of my life. And then you get to that part where it's like, okay, that's probably what's about to happen for me. And then it doesn't happen because you can't legally, which is just, it's weird, Like, I kind of grew up expecting to have, like, a delivery job or be a cashier, but none of that has happened yet. And, like, I've been applying to jobs since I was, like, 16, 15, and I'm 17 now, and nowhere has even accepted me yet, you know? And it's really strange just how different it is, because, you know, I've talked to my parents about it, because they're like, well, you must just not be trying, you know? And, you know, I've actually gotten them to come around to the truth that I really am, and it's just different, because that is really how it is. It's very different now compared to what they used to have to do. They could just go into somewhere, ask for an application, and boom, they were done. They got the job, you know? But now I've applied to hundreds of different places, and I have gotten 2 interviews ever in my entire life, and both of them happened within the last 2 months. And that's just, it's so weird to me that it's that difficult to get a job, you know? And maybe it's just because I'm underage, you know? Maybe once I turn 18, it'll be super easy and everyone will throw their applications at me. But as of right now, that's not how it feels, because it's really just not what's going on. Any applications I do get seem like they're just voided, like, instantly, you know? Like, they're not even going into, like, a person's email. They're just kind of sitting there, not being looked at, and never will be looked at. And it's just a weird feeling. And it's not like the first time you're gonna ever even experience something like that. Like, there's a lot of other things that you're gonna try really hard to do in life, and, you know, you're just not gonna succeed. Or at least not for a long time. Because, like I said, I've been applying to jobs since I was like 15, 16. And I've gotten pretty much nowhere. And that's not a great feeling, you know? And I'm not one who has a huge ego or anything. But the small ego I do have, you know, it gets crushed a little bit when, you know, nowhere wants to hire me. It's like, dang, dude. Really? Like, what do you mean you're not gonna hire me because I'm not 18? Or what do you mean you're not gonna hire me because I don't have experience? Which is another thing that I find extremely irritating, is when something says, oh yeah, we're an entry-level job, and then you go and apply, and it's like, no, we actually lied. It's like, dude, why? Why would you, like, lie about that, you know? It's so odd. Just how difficult it really is. And that's, you know, me being a kid. You know, like, I'm just trying to, like, get a car and, you know, like, get a jump start for my adult life. And I can't even get a job. So I'm, you know, I feel really bad for, like, the adults who are dealing with the same thing, but they have, like, children to feed, you know? And even if they don't have children to feed, they have themselves to feed, you know? Or their bills to pay, but it's, like, it's getting increasingly more difficult to be able to do those things. To be able to keep the lights on and stuff, you know? And a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, well, you're just a kid, you know, you don't know what you're talking about, but, you know, yeah, I am just a kid, and I probably don't know much compared to some adults that I've probably met, you know? But in some regards, I also feel like there are things I know more about, you know, like computers. You know, I know how a computer works, and it's a big thing that I really enjoy. You know, like I love like just how coding works and stuff. I don't really understand it personally, the coding and everything, but you know, I know how to build a PC. Like I know like the good specs and stuff, and I know what's bottlenecking a PC if you know it's running slow. And you know, that is helpful for some people. Like I've helped my friends, you know, find out stuff about their PC that they literally never even knew. When in you know, some of them built their own, and like they still didn't know stuff until I told them. And I think that's really interesting, just because like I thought if you had a PC, it was like, oh, you just know that stuff, but no, apparently not. Apparently, it's kind of just like if you really enjoy the topic, you're just gonna kind of roll with it. And, you know, it might be because I grew up with mostly a lack of electronics. You know, I didn't have, like, access to the internet until I was 11 years old. You know, I used to play every single game just offline or co-op with my dad. And, you know, it's kind of weird thinking about it now. Like, there was other kids when I was 5 years old who were the same age as me, but they were doing something completely different that I wasn't, you know, able to or allowed to. Like, there's kids who were just, you know, spending all their time on video games, like, online, like, grinding Call of Duty camos and stuff. And that's just not something I experienced, really, you know? And it's kind of weird, because I grew up in a time where, like, I would have been a part of, you know, that online community, you know? But, you know, I am grateful that I didn't have access to the internet my entire life, because I got to enjoy other things, like the Nintendo Wii, and the GameCube, you know? And Tony Hawk Underground. That was a great game. That was my introduction to, like, skateboarding, and I thought it was super cool. You know, and I'm not, like, a huge skateboard person, but, you know, it was really cool to 5-year-old me. You know, Burnout was another game that I played a lot with my dad. And it's a cool game, you know, and I still think about it sometimes. I don't even remember what game it was, specifically in the Burnout series, but I remember it was Burnout, and it was really cool. And I remember there was one level, and it would be really cool if someone could find it, but there was one level where it was like a jump in a dune buggy from like one rooftop to the other, and we literally we would spend hours every single day trying to make that jump, and we never could do it. And I kind of wonder just like what would have happened with my life if I had access to the internet my entire life, you know? Like the game I'm literally playing right now, Minecraft. I first played Minecraft when I was 7 years old on my 3DS. And I don't know what version that's locked on, probably like 1.7 or something. I think that's what it is, actually. Um, and I didn't even know what, like, multiplayer was. You know, I was just like, oh, this is a cool game. It's really fun, and I like it. But I didn't know, like, Minecraft got updates. I didn't know, like, there were other people that you could play the game with. Like, I thought everything was just split screen my whole life. And, you know, I'm kind of glad that I grew up with that mentality, that it was just split screen and nothing else. Because split screen's kind of where it's at, I'm not gonna lie. Like, playing Mario Kart on the same TV with multiple other people, like, my mom she's not a huge, like, video game person or computer person in general. But, you know, sometimes she would play with me and my dad, and it was fun, you know? I really enjoyed those moments. because I liked video games. I always have. And, you know, maybe I didn't get to experience prime Call of Duty when it was brand new. You know, I didn't experience Black Ops 2 until I was 13. I didn't experience the original Modern Warfare until I was 13. Even though it took a long time to have the online experience, you know, it's kind of cool that I didn't have it. Like I said, the Wii, it's gonna live in my heart now forever because I didn't have the internet, and I'm really appreciative of that because I do fully believe that the Wii is like the best console ever. I loved my GameCube games. Like Mario Kart Double Dash is my favorite Mario Kart game out of all of them, and a lot of people might think that's insane, but I love it. It's so good. Like Double Dash, it had banging music. It had awesome, it just like, man, I am tripping over every single word right now, and it is probably because it is like 4:30 in the morning, but, you know, I don't care, really. And, you know, when I had my 3DS, which was between, like, the ages of 7 and 9, I think. Yeah, it was because I was 10 when I moved to where I live now, and that's when I got my Nintendo Switch, which I unfortunately had to trade in my 3DS to get. And, you know, I kind of regret that. But, what was I saying about the 3DS? Oh, right. Um, you know, I used to stay up until like midnight playing Pokemon Sun and Mario Kart 7, and those are, like, that's my first experiences of, like, secretly staying up to play video games. I would secretly stay up, though, before then, like, before I had my own console. I would secretly stay up and, like, keep playing Cars in my room with a flashlight, or I would keep reading a book, and I still like books, but, you know, I put most of my time into video games now. Like, over my entire life, I probably have, like, almost 10,000 hours on Minecraft. And that's just Minecraft. I play lots of other games that I enjoy. Probably not to the same extent, but I still enjoy them, you know? And I think that's something every kid should be able to experience. Just, like, the thrill of staying up late when you're not supposed to. And, like, just kind of hanging out in your room really late at night. You're sitting there and you're like, wow, I am doing something that would get me in so much trouble right now, but it's honestly really fun, and if I get caught, I don't think I'll care. You know, that's like, you feel like you're on top of the world the first time you experience staying up when you're not supposed to. And I did that a lot, especially when I was, like, obsessed with Pokemon Sun, because it was the first Pokemon game I had had, and I was obsessed with the cards since I was, like, 5 years old. So, playing an actual one of the games, it was like, oh my god, this is so cool. And I didn't want to stop, you know, so I stayed up, and I would progress in the game. And it was really cool, because it was just like, I'm not supposed to do this right now, but it feels like I am, you know? And yeah, I started ruining my sleep schedule when I was very young. I think it's just an experience that you should have at least once if you're really young. And I always did that. I still do. I'm not gonna lie. And, you know, if my parents watch this video, yeah, well, they probably already knew. Honestly, I'm not very discreet, but I I'd stay up just, like, to keep watching another YouTube video, or, like, beat another level in a video game. And, you know, I don't really regret doing that. Ever. You know, sometimes I got my DS taken away, and sometimes I got grounded, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And I think that's what matters more than getting in trouble, really. And a lot of people are going to be like, that's really irresponsible of you to say, but I think as long as it's not illegal, having fun is more important than getting in trouble. Man, that scared me so bad. I was in the middle of a conversation. What was I saying? It was important, I know that. I'm not sure what I was saying now. Thank you, funny guy. Oh, right. I think it's more important to have fun than to, worry about getting in trouble. And that's coming from someone, I got grounded very often when I was a child. I got grounded all the time. But I think it's important for a kid to just have fun, And maybe your parents will yell at you sometimes, and maybe sometimes you kind of deserve it. But it's kind of a good thing to get in trouble and, still be like, you know what, I don't even regret what I did. I think that's good. It builds, this kind of... It builds who you are, getting in trouble and being like, I don't even think I did anything wrong. That's what builds who you are. I went on a very interesting ramble just now. I went from jobs to video games somehow, and the internet, to whatever I was just saying. Oh yeah, getting in trouble is part of growing up. Becoming a human, Yeah, but what I was trying to say with the jobs earlier is, I understand how a computer works and stuff, and it's our parents, or at least mine, maybe your guys' parents are a lot younger, but my parents didn't grow up with, all these electronics, they didn't have the crazy consoles that we do now. My dad had an SNES, I think, but my mom didn't have, gaming consoles and stuff like that. Because she doesn't think the technology is, super important, I mean, she does now, but she didn't, obviously, when she was a kid. She was like, nah, this is weird, and I don't want to deal with that. And you know what? That's completely fair. Because that's how I feel with, AI right now. I am a huge AI hater. I think it's terrible, and no one should use it. But I bet that, a couple generations down the line, everyone's going to be using it, whether we like it or not. And I'll tell you, I don't like that idea. I really don't. But that's just probably how it's going to be. And, just because jobs were easy to get one time doesn't mean they're going to be easy to get the second time. It's it's so much different, you know? Like, in the, let's just say, in the 80s, what was stopping you from getting a job? A bad resume, probably. Bad resume, didn't graduate from high school, maybe? That would probably be a thing. But now, it's like, oh man, we got AI taking jobs, and there's... I lost my train of thought killing that zombie. Oh, right. There's a bunch of other factors now. It's like, oh, well, if your resume's bad, and oh, well, AI's taking jobs, and oh, well, you didn't graduate high school, and oh, well, you don't have any experience, oh, there's other candidates that just we feel would be better, which was obviously a thing that you dealt with, let's just say in the 80s. I'm sure there was plenty of times where people were like getting denied because like, oh, well, you're not a great candidate, but this person is. But I feel like, I wasn't alive in the 80s, obviously, because I'm 17. But it was probably so much easier than it is now to, get a job. Like, it's very difficult now. Like, I've talked to my dad about, like, oh, can he maybe get me hired at where he works? And he's like, no, you have to be 18 to work there. And I'm like, man, 18 for everything, bro. Like, and I've heard, some people say that, like, oh, 18's not even a big milestone. Like, nothing really happens. It's like, oh, you're an adult now. Woo. But, like, it seems like maybe it is kind of important, Maybe 18's milestone is you can get hired easily now. And, again, I'm not 18 yet, and I probably have repeated myself like 30 times by now, and I'm probably going on multiple tangents that don't make any sense, but that's just ADHD. Unmedicated ADHD. It's an interesting thing to deal with. But, what was I saying? It was something about jobs. I remember that. Don't. Just, it's hard. But maybe 18 makes it easy. The big 18. The big, like, oh god, what would you call it? Like, I don't know. Like, the big day, though, of, like, your life starts now. Which, obviously, because when you're turning 18, it's like, you're an adult now. You gotta pay, like, taxes and stuff. And, you gotta pay taxes if you're getting, like, an income at all. But my point is that, like, just, like, adulthood is scary, man. And, I'm scared of growing up, I'm 17, and I feel like I haven't really done a lot with the time that I have spent on the funny blue orb in the sky. Or in space, not the sky. That was a dumb sentence. But, I haven't spent a lot of time on Earth, obviously. I probably have a lot of time left, but anything can happen. I could get in a car crash tomorrow, and, it would be done. And I would feel completely unaccomplished, I don't feel like I've really done much with my life. Like, I've done some cool things on YouTube, and I'm proud of the work that I've done on here, but, like, what have I really done, you know? What have I done to, like, benefit society? What have I done to, like, improve a project I'm working on? Like, what have I done, you know? And I, like, again, I know I have, like, probably a lot of time left, as I am only 17, and I'm not even an adult yet, but, like, the time just kind of, it just kind of flies by, you know? And it's like, well, shit, I'm almost an adult now, and I still don't have a job. I've not made a dollar, like, from a real job, you know? Like, the lemonade stand doesn't count from when I was, like, 9 years old, you know? It's like, you gotta do something real. But I am trying, and that something real isn't showing up, you know? Like, I'm sitting here, and I'm trying really hard to, like, actually get a job and, like, be successful and, like, make money, but it's just not happening, you know? And I'm trying. Like, it's just weird. And I see some of my other friends who are able to just, like, get an opportunity right at the gate, and I'm very happy for them. I'm glad that, you know, they're able to have connections with a parent, and they're able to, like, get them into a job. But I don't have that. So, you know, you get a little jealous. But I'm not gonna, like, get mad at them for having a better opportunity than me, you know? I'm just gonna keep sitting here, and I'm gonna keep trying, and I'm gonna keep trying, and, you know, I mean, eventually I win, right? At some point, if I keep trying hard enough, someone's gonna notice it, and someone is gonna give me a job. You know, hopefully that is soon-ish, you know, but it's not coming soon. Like, soon enough, you know? Like, I feel like I'm just trying for something that's gonna just end up flopping anyway. It's like, when I put a ton of effort into a YouTube video, let's just say, for example, I put a ton of effort into, let's just say, a game review. You know, I've spent hours editing it, and, you know, I'm putting a ton of time into it, and you look inside, and once you post it, and you're like, oh, it's not getting any views, you know, a couple days go by, and you're like, shit, it's still not getting any views. And then, next thing you know, it's been a week, you're posting a different video, and now that review video that you spent so much time on is just, it's not going to get any attention. And that's a horrible feeling, you know? And I'm really glad that my Titanfall review went really well, because I put, like, 2 weeks of effort into that video. I put a lot of effort into it. And, you know, I'm glad, like, it almost has 100 views, and maybe by the time I post this video, it'll have more than that, and I'm really happy with, you know, how it turned out. And maybe this video will garner a ton of views, but, you know, maybe it won't, maybe it will. It's, you never know, it's a gamble, really. And I don't support gambling, you know, I don't think you should do it, but I'm gonna keep playing the YouTube gamble game. Because I think if I try hard enough, maybe I can get somewhere on this website, and maybe I can not have to worry about, you know, having to get a job, but as of now, I do still have to worry about that, and my YouTube channel, you know, it's growing slowly. You know, it's growing, but, you know, it's not growing at a pace where I'm gonna be making money tomorrow. So, inevitably, I just have to keep trying with getting a job, and maybe, just maybe, it'll work out soon. But, obviously, it's hard to, you know, be optimistic, at least for me. I'm a very pessimistic person, and it's hard for me to be like, oh yeah, this thing is gonna go really well. Like, I just don't think that way, you know? I think very negatively. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna not work out, and it's gonna go terribly, and nothing's gonna work. I just lost my train of thought, because that is gonna probably explode if I step anywhere near it. So, I'm just gonna be up here. But, God damn it, I don't remember what I was saying. It was probably important. Oh, yo! Yo! No way, we got diamonds. Oh my god. Yo, wait, this is great. What? Oh, that's amazing. This is so awesome. What? Oh my god, diamond horse armor too? What? Oh. I'm getting scared. I'm getting scared, man. What I was saying was probably important. But I have lost my train of thought, and, you know, I don't know what I was saying. I'm gonna switch topics off the whole job thing, because at this point I've probably repeated myself 30 times saying the same thing. And, you know, I don't want to bore you guys with that. Oh man, my mouse is almost off my desk right now, dude. What? I need to move this back. Okay. Oh, almost flew off there. You know, I thought I would survive that, and I didn't. I have no idea where I was. Oh, where am I? Oh, I did spawn here. And then I went that way. Well, it is time to make a long journey. A very long journey. Well, alright, I'll see you guys in like 10 minutes. Okay, I got it back, guys. I got the stuff. That was stressful. Took a long time to retrace my steps, though. But we made it. Lost some levels, but I didn't lose any of these things. Oh. Actually, I must have. Because unless you don't get 3 points every single time. Yeah, maybe you just don't get 3 points every single time. Oh, you know what? I can craft, these. And this. I didn't even get to finish looting this place. Well, I don't think there's much else to do here, so I guess we'll just move on.